Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Borussia Dortmund have apparently told Jadon Sancho he can leave the club this summer. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has made Jadon Sancho a transfer priority this summer, despite some of the players wanting Solskjaer to sign Jack Grealish. Now, the deal for Jadon Sancho has been agreed. He said he's already agreed the contract and the personal terms have been agreed. Jadon Sancho loves the prospect of joining Manchester United this summer, and the deal for Jadon Sancho could cost around £77 million. Fabrizio Romano did say not so long ago that Borussia Dortmund are ready to sell Sancho for around 77 million. And he says Man United are interested in him, but he said there's been no official talks or bid yet. Earlier on this year, Borussia Dortmund did confirm that they've got a gentleman's agreement with Sancho, which will allow him to depart the club this summer. Not so long ago, it said that Man United could use Jesse Lingard to buy Jadon Sancho, because he did say that Dortmund were interested in Lingard, and Solskjaer has made his final decision on Jesse Lingard's future. He is ready to sell Lingard. Obviously, he wants a permanent move away from Man United. The Manchester Evening News said the other week that Jadon Sancho is pushing for a transfer out of Dortmund this summer. Chelsea are also interested in him. Bayern Munich entered the race not so long ago, and Liverpool have inquired about him. But Sancho expects to complete a move to Man United in the summer transfer window. If Man United do sign him, I think it'll be very, very good business, because Jadon Sancho will dramatically improve us. He's predominantly a right winger. He can create good chances and he can score good goals. And he's got a very good friendship with Marcus Rashford. You know, they do talk to each other a lot. Earlier on this year, Sancho did admit that he's unsure where his future lies. Last summer, Sancho to Manchester United was extremely close, because the personal terms had been agreed, the agent fees had been agreed, the wages had been agreed, and a contract had been agreed. But the reason we didn't get him is because we was reluctant to meet Borussia Dortmund's 108 million valuation. We was only willing to pay so much up front. Dortmund made it clear to us that we had until the 10th of August to sign the player. We missed out on that deadline, so Sancho remained at Dortmund. Fabrizio Romano, he's spoken a lot about the Jadon Sancho transfer saga, and so too has Bild's Christian Falk. Jadon Sancho has endured 4 seasons at Borussia Dortmund. Analysing the vast majority of his career at Dortmund, he's been very consistent. He is under contract with them until 2023. Dortmund paid just £7 million for him from Man City. Now, obviously, you know the news on Declan Rice from West Ham. He is now our main midfield target. Declan Rice is obviously desperate for Jesse Lingard to seal a permanent transfer at West Ham. Now, the other month, it said that Declan Rice was interested in joining Man United. He said he asked Harry Maguire and Luke Shaw about life at Old Trafford. Darren Fletcher, our technical director, did say that Declan Rice asked about Man United when he was on international duty with England. But earlier on this year, it said that Solskjaer agreed with our recruitment team that Declan Rice would be the perfect signing for the club. I'd definitely take him at Manchester United. He'd be a good, adequate replacement for Nemanja Matic. He's obviously well proven in the Premier League, learned his trade in the Premier League. He's still young, he's got a lot of development in him. And he's predominantly a holding midfielder, and Man United need a holding midfielder, and he can also be deployed as a centre-half. Declan Rice has been at West Ham a while now. He's been with them around 7 years. He's under contract at West Ham until 2024. He said West Ham will not sell Declan Rice unless they receive a bid in the excess of £100 million. I think £100 million is too much. I reckon he's worth in between £60 to £70 million. Man United could sign Harry Kane in the summer transfer window. I'd love Manchester United to sign Harry Kane. The reasons is because Kane is a prolific goal scorer. He's regarded as one of the best strikers in the world. And he's well proven in the Premier League. So there are the reasons. Now, obviously, last week, Harry Kane put in a transfer request at Tottenham. Then after that, he effectively confirmed that he wants to leave Tottenham. Harry Kane did have an interview with Gary Neville regarding his future. Daniel Levy, Tottenham's chairman, was furious with Harry Kane last week for going public with his desire to leave. Obviously, Daniel Levy doesn't want Tottenham to sell Kane because he knows how much of an imperative player he is. Harry Kane did come out and say that he will decide on his own future, not Daniel Levy. Man United, Man City and Chelsea have all made contact with Harry Kane's representatives. It's going to take a bid in the excess of £120 million to convince Tottenham to offload him. Said last week that Man United and Man City were set to offer £80 million in wages to Harry Kane. Ryan Mason, who's Tottenham's interim manager last week, he dismissed suggestions that Harry Kane asked to leave. But I think he will go to Man United or Man City. I'm very, very sceptical that he'll go to Chelsea. Chelsea launched a bid for him not so long ago, though. It said they was willing to offer Tammy Abraham and Arrizabalaga in a swap deal for Kane. Now, Gary Neville came out recently and said that Tottenham can be offered money plus 3 Man United players for Harry Kane. And those 3 players are Martial, Lingard and Daniel James. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer he's open to selling Anthony Martial to fund a move for Harry Kane. Ian McGarry on the Transfer Window podcast recently said that Man United are preparing to sign Harry Kane. We are ready to double his wages to around £400,000 a week, and we would pay an £18 million signing-on fee to compensate the loss of earnings on his Tottenham contract. Kane has won the Golden Boot 3 times now. But Kane did say, didn't he, that he wants to win team trophies. He said that after Tottenham's Carabao Cup final defeat to Man City. Tottenham have not won a trophy for like 13 years. Said quite a few weeks ago that Harry Kane was ready to ask Tottenham to listen to transfer offers this summer. It actually said at one point that the Glazers were planning to sanction a £90 million bid. Kane has been a long-serving player at Tottenham. He's endured like 17 years with them. He's been in their senior squad since 2009. He came up Tottenham's academy. He's under contract with Tottenham until 2024. He has had loan spells before with Leyton Orient, Millwall, Norwich and Leicester. And he's like, 27 or is he 28 years of age now. But we have done business with Spurs before. Don't forget, a lot of years ago we got Michael Carrick off them, and we also got Dimitar Berbatov off them. But yeah, Man United are still looking to sign a striker, despite Edinson Cavani signing a 1-year deal not so long ago. You obviously know the news on Jules Koundé as well from Sevilla. Reports were coming out recently saying that Sevilla have set their asking price for Jules Koundé. It's £50 million. Damasio did say not so long ago that Man United have already made contact with Sevilla regarding Jules Koundé. And it said Sevilla had requested €65 million. Can Manchester United challenge for the Premier League title next season? Well, it all depends on how we recruit in the summer transfer window. Just wait. That's bad, isn't it? Yes, it depends on how we recruit in the summer transfer window. Solskjaer said he wants 3 world-class signings in order for Man United to challenge Man City for the title next season. It is not long now until the summer transfer window opens. The summer transfer window opens on the 9th of June. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is aware of how big the summer transfer window is going to be for himself and Manchester United in general. The summer transfer window will be his 5th transfer window as permanent Man United manager. And it's very imperative that Solskjaer gets the players he wants to recommend in the summer transfer window. Because I don't think he has been backed enough so far, and in that aspect, the blame stems from the board. But I'm expecting Solskjaer to get the backing he deserves in the summer transfer window, because we've got John Murtough, he's our director of football. We made the right decision getting a director of football in, because I did say that's one of the structural changes that we needed at the club, and John Murtough is our first ever director of football. We've got Darren Fletcher, he's our technical director, and he knows the club through thick and thin, because he endured 2 decades as a player for Man United, and obviously we've got Matt Judge, and Matt Judge has been part of the club for a long time. I'm expecting some outgoings in the summer transfer window, but Solskjaer did recently say there may not be many outgoings. The players that I think should leave Man United in the summer transfer window is Romero. I think Lee Grant needs to leave. I think Phil Jones needs to leave. I think we need to loan Brandon Williams out, to gain him more experience and, so he can get more opportunities as well as gain more experience, because he's our third choice left back. Diego Dalot, I think we're looking to get rid of him permanently. He's out on loan with Milan at the moment. I think we'll be looking to get rid of Andres Pereira permanently. He's out on loan with Lazio. Matic, I think we need to offload him. Juan Mata, I think we also need to offload him. Solskjaer did recently say that no decision has yet been made on Juan Mata's future. Juan Mata's current contract expires, is it next month? There's an option to extend his contract for a further year. Juan Mata did play against Wolves, didn't he? And he scored from the penalty spot. That could have been his last appearance for Man United. It was a special moment for Mata. He did lose his mother not so long ago. And I think we also need to offload Anthony Martial. Martial's no longer good enough to represent the club. Martial has been out with an injury now for a while and he remains out. He's not going to be playing in the Europa League final. So the players that we do sell in the summer transfer window will generate money and it will help us with our rebuilding process. Solskjaer has now endured 2 full seasons as Manchester United manager. And he's been in charge of Man United now for around 29 months, so that's obviously over 2 years. Next season is going to be massive for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and I think he is aware of that. Because next season, Solskjaer has got to exceed expectations if he is to remain Man United manager. Because if we start next season poorly, then obviously the pressure will be back on Solskjaer. Next season will be his 3rd full season. If we don't win the Europa League final, I still think Solskjaer's going to get at least another season. But I hope we win the Europa League. Because obviously we win the Europa League, that gives us confidence and that gives us something to build on going on into next season. Plus, it will be Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's first trophy as Man United manager, and it would be our first trophy since 2017. I'm expecting us to beat Villarreal. Villarreal are not world beaters, but they are no pushovers. Solskjaer has named a 26-man squad for the final. Harry Maguire has been named in the travelling squad for the final as well, but he still remains a doubt. Obviously, he's got ligament damage in his ankle. He sustained the ankle injury in our 3-1 win against Aston Villa. But he is a big miss. We recently had a very, very good win against Wolves. We're beating them 2-1. It was the final game of the Premier League season. And Solskjaer played a lot of reserves. He made the right decision rotating heavily against Wolves because obviously he is aware of the Europa League final. Obviously it was good to see Elanga score his first goal for Man United in just his 2nd Premier League start. And it was a very good header from Elanga. Good cross from Daniel James, and obviously Juan Mata scored from the penalty spot. We have gone the entire Premier League season without losing away from home. in the Premier League. That is a record. But I wouldn't have been too bothered if we'd have drawn or lost to Wolves, because the game was meaningless anyway, because we've already secured second place and, sorry about the sun, we're in the Champions League for next season. But it was just nice to finish the season with a win, because prior to the game against Wolves, we were winless in our last 3 Premier League games. But like I say, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer does deserve a lot of credit. Because I didn't expect him to do as well as he has done. You've got to say he has done a good job to say the squad he was left with when he got appointed in as Man United manager. I think Solskjaer is our best manager since Ferguson. I presume there is a lot of Manchester United fans that are Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in, and they believe that he needs more time at the club. Obviously, quite a lot of United fans have been demanding Solskjaer out, and they've heavily criticised him. They've obviously got their reasons behind this. Ole has just under 1 year left on his current 3-year contract. But he said earlier on this year that Solskjaer agreed a 3-year contract worth 30 million. It's likely to be 2 years with an option of an extra 1. But I'll stick to what I said on my recent video. Solskjaer is not the long-term manager for Man United, but I hope I'm proven wrong. I obviously want Ole to succeed as Man United manager because he is a club legend. You know, he endured 11 years as a player for Man United. He flourished under Ferguson's guidance. His most iconic moment as a player was obviously in 1999 when he scored the late winner in the Champions League final. That won the club the treble, and that is the club's greatest achievement. You know, Solskjaer hasn't got a proven pedigree as a manager. Obviously, you know, before he was with us, he was at Molde. He won a few Norwegian titles at Molde and that. But Molde are a big club. You know, he endured 2 spells at Molde, and before he was at Cardiff. And his record at Cardiff was absolutely disastrous. He only endured a very short tenure with Cardiff because he ended up getting Cardiff relegated. And don't forget, Ole managed the Man United reserve team for a couple of years, so he did watch some of the team grow and develop. But yeah, you can say Ole has brought consistency back to Man United. And he deserves credit in quite a lot of aspects, especially this season. You know, he's got us to the Europa League final, got us to the FA Cup quarter final, got us to the EFL Cup semi-final. You know, like I mentioned earlier, gone the entire Premier League season without losing away from home in the league. You know, Solskjaer did well in his first full season at the club. He got us a 3rd place finish, guided us to 3 semi-finals, got us qualification for the Champions League. You know, got us into the Champions League for next season. He finished 2nd in his 2nd full season. So you can see progress has been made from Ole's first full season. Ole has made good signings as Man United manager so far. He's spent almost £300 million. You know, he has got rid of a lot of players since he's come in. And I like the way he has promoted the youth. So there are the positives regarding Solskjaer. You know, we appointed Ole in December 2018 to replace Mourinho, and he's been permanent Man United manager since March 2019. The club gave him the job permanently a couple of years ago, reflecting how well he did as the interim manager. Don't forget, Solskjaer is inheriting players from other managerial eras. Solskjaer, don't forget, is our 4th permanent manager since Ferguson. Because we've sacked 3 managers since Ferguson. Obviously, we sacked David Moyes after 10 months. He's the worst manager Man United have ever had. You know, we finished 7th under the David Moyes era. That's the lowest we've finished in the Premier League era. We sacked Louis van Gaal after 2 years, despite him winning the FA Cup, and we sacked Jose Mourinho after 2.5 years, despite him winning the Europa League, the League Cup, and the Community Shield, and getting a 2nd place finish, which I think was in his first season. So you can say Mourinho enjoyed one good season at Man United. The reasons it didn't work out under Mourinho is because he had bad disputes with the board, bad disputes with the top players. And in general, the board weren't backing the signings that he wanted to recommend in. So there you go, and we're not even really known as a sacking football club. We've spent over £1 billion in the last 8 years, and we've brought around, 37 players in. Our recruitment's been poor for a long time, and we've overpaid for players. Mistakes have been made as well in the last 8 years or so, and that's why we've been nowhere near consistent as we'd like to have been. So there you go. We've got to get the Glazers out of the football club. That's very imperative. The reasons we've got to get them out is because the Glazers have put us in so much debt. And in general, I hate the way the football club has been run for a long time. The Glazers have been at Man United for 16 years. They bought the club for 500 million back in 2005. As you all know, Joe Glazer will be attending the Fans Forum on the 4th of June. Not so long ago, Joe Glazer wrote a letter to Man United fans. And don't forget, Avram Glazer refused to apologise over the European Super League. At the start of May, Solskjaer did say that the Glazers apologised to him because Solskjaer came out and said that the violent incidents went too far, but he said the club need to take notice of the fans, because obviously you can understand the fans' frustration. And at one point, Ollie was angry with Gary Neville over the Man United protests. It said the Glazers could be forced to sell Man United, but for only £4 billion. Joe Glazer did release a statement, didn't he, earlier on this year, and he apologised to club fans over the European Super League plans. A lot of the protesting started, didn't it, against the Glazers at the Carrington training ground. So we need to recommend new owners in. We obviously know Woodward's going. He's going to be standing down at the end of the year, because it did get announced earlier on this year that Woodward resigned as Manchester United vice chairman. I presume all United fans were happy with the news regarding Woodward, because we've been very critical of him for a long time. Woodward has had a 16-year association with Man United. So who will be our new chairman to replace Woodward? Like I said, there is good players at Manchester United. And these are a few players that have got long-term futures at the club. Dean Henderson is obviously a very good goalkeeper. Obviously, he's our number one goalkeeper now. We made the right decision putting him as number one. Luke Shaw, he's also good. He's enjoyed an exceptional season. He's been our best player. Eric Bailly, he's been in good in the games he's been involved in, or should I say a lot of the games he's been involved in, but Eric Bailly is injury prone, so in that aspect he is a liability. Harry Maguire can be good when he wants to be as well, and Wan-Bissaka's also been good in a lot of games throughout the course of the season. Pogba's also good as well. This is why I want him to stay potentially past the summer, because Pogba brings creativity to the team. Obviously, Bruno Fernandes is exceptional. As you all know, he's set to sign a new contract. Recently said Bruno Fernandes is close to agreeing a new £200,000 a week deal, after admitting he's happy with the progress of Solskjaer's team. So we're going to be doubling his wages. Obviously, Edison Cavani's really good, made an impact since he's coming, so I'm glad Cavani's staying for next season. Rashford's good as well. Mason Greenwood's also good. So, there you go. So anyway guys, that's everything to update you today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.